This week carries a strong theme of moving forward without panic, leaving fear behind, trusting divine timing, and learning to act from wisdom rather than emotional urgency. Parashat Beshalach tells the story of the crossing of the Red Sea, a moment when fear, faith, leadership, and destiny collide. And astrologically, we are entering a powerful Aquarius activation paired with emotional healing and long-term structural change. This is not a week for impulsive rebellion. It is a week for calm, conscious evolution. This week, we see a rare clustering in early Aquarius. Mars at 1 degree Aquarius, Pluto at 3 degrees Aquarius, and the Sun at 4 degrees Aquarius. Aquarius represents the future, collective evolution, innovation, social systems, and the responsibility that comes with freedom. Mars in Aquarius shifts action away from ego-driven impulses and toward principled, values-based decision. This is not about reacting emotionally. It is about acting with intelligence, vision, and integrity. Pluto in Aquarius marks the beginning of a long-term transformation of power systems, technology, community structures, and how authority itself is defined. This is the early stage of a generational rewrite. And the Sun in Aquarius asks an important question. Who are you becoming in this new world? In Beshalach, the Israelites are no longer slaves, but they also don't know yet how to live as a free people. Aquarius mirrors this moment. Freedom requires maturity. Progress requires consciousness. The future requires responsibility. Another key theme this week comes from the Moon conjunct Chiron in Aries. This brings emotional wounds to the surface, especially wounds tied to fear, self-protection, conflict, and the instinct to react quickly. You might notice moments when old triggers surface, when your nervous system wants to rush, defend, or act before you feel fully grounded. This transit asks, are you responding from present awareness or from old fear? In Beshalach, the people panic at the sea. They feel trapped. Their instinct is to cry out, to blame, and even to want to go backward into slavery. This reflects a deeply human tendency. When we feel afraid, we often prefer familiar pain over unknown freedom. Moon conjunct Chiron offers healing here. Healing reactive anger, healing impulse fear, healing the urge to fight or flee. This week, emotional triggers are not obstacles. They are portals for emotional maturity. True courage does not mean reacting faster. It means choosing not to be ruled by old wounds. We also have a supportive aspect this week between Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus retrograde. This creates a bridge between tradition and innovation, spiritual discipline and practical reform, change and stability. Saturn in Pisces asks for spiritual responsibility, emotional boundaries, and faith anchored in reality. Uranus in Taurus revisits themes of money, resources, security, and how we build material stability. Together they say change is possible, but only if it is grounded, patient, and sustainable. This aligns beautifully with Beshalach. The Israelites received manna, daily provision, not excess, not panic hoarding, but steady trust in divine support. This week reminds us you don't need to rush transformation. You don't need to burn everything down. Real evolution is built step by step. At the heart of Beshalach is one question. Will you move forward in trust or backward in fear? The sea does not part until they step forward. Not before certainty, not before guarantees, but after faith. This week carries the same message. Aquarius asks you to envision the future. Moon in Chiron asks you to heal fear. Saturn, Uranus asks you to build wisely. Mars asks you to act consciously. Pluto asks you to transform deeply. You are not being asked to rush. You are being asked to become the version of yourself who can hold the next chapter. This week practice calm courage, conscious action, emotional maturity, trust in steady progress. Here is an affirmation. My courage is calm. My choices are conscious. I move forward with wisdom, faith, and steady trust. If this resonates, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next week for another turning of times.